everybody. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. I'm actually not having a good day. That's how I'm going to start this live. I am in effing agony with my foot today.
There's any plantar fascia experts out there.
God, even Nurofen. I was like Nanny Di today. I was even having Solpadeine. Yeah, no, one of our subs said to me to go to this sound wave treatment, which I'm going to do.
Sound wave? What do you do?
No, shock
do they
wave
shout at your foot?
Treatment. But I'm going to a fascia specialist next week, and I'm literally counting down the days because today every single step is agony. It goes all up my ankle. It's just awful. So there's my little moan.
Before we get going, why don't you hit the like button, guys? Because
That's a bit soon.
No, because I'm pretty certain they're going to enjoy this.
I'm right, hit the like button if you think you're going to have a good time with us over the next
I think
half an hour.
I think you are.
Yay, there they go. 92. Let's see if we can get it to over 100. Fabulous. Fabulous.
So obviously we're coming off the back of the briefing, but I just wanted to say, as a human being, Boris Johnson lost his mum yesterday. And, you know, before one sort of lays into the whole politics and his bumblingness and all that kind of stuff, you have to sort of spare a thought for the human person. I mean, regardless of how annoying he can be and how annoying he was throughout and has been throughout the pandemic, we were gobsmacked, worried, fearful when he got ill during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, there's no sort of satisfaction in that. So
it's like I always say about
fair play
him.
to him coming out.
They have not, he comes from a very wealthy family, but they have not had an easy childhood.
No.
Sent to boarding school at 6.
Welcome, Nathan Kearsley.
Their mother had a lot to deal with, I think, with the dad. And, you know, she had real challenges with her mental health, didn't she, his mum?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it must be, incredibly... It's of course, it's always the worst thing in the world to lose a parent, but I think when there's been estrangement...
Bloody hell.
Oh, that's Kiki. I'll just take this.
Yeah, I think one of the dangers when you come from a sort of affluent background like that is I'm sure a number of people would criticise him for even stepping out and talking today, despite the fact that he's lost his mum, and that's sort of some kind of stiff upper lip. But I do think sometimes it's really important to remember that they're humans. It's really important to remember that they're humans, even when they're annoying humans, even when they're bumbling humans, all this kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, I thought he was self-possessed, and he kind of made sense today. I mean, I know we caricature him, we make you know, but at the end of the day, it was a curious one though. Can I just say, it was a curious one for them to present, and then I'll shut up, because they presented the two charts. And 2021 was already worse than 2020.
But what we have to keep on saying over and over again is the vaccines are working. People are getting it, but people aren't dying of it. I think
but the numbers of deaths are higher than this time last year. I mean, Chris Whitty made the point that if we were where we were last year in terms of precautions, etc., they would be even higher. But I did feel baked into all of their attitudes there was, as Chris Whitty said at the end, anyone who claims they know what's going to happen
is lying.
Is lying. And I also thought the point you made that Patrick Vallance made, which was, you know, what was it about? You know, if things move quickly, we have to move quickly and almost ahead of the curve.
The one thing that we've learned globally is that you have to move earlier than you want to. You have to go harder than you want to stop things getting out of hand. And I mean, I'm for one, I'm quite pleased about that, because how many times over the last 18 months that we've all been talking and sharing, we've gone, oh God, couldn't they have just... You know, the Delta variant, we were screaming, everyone was screaming about shutting the Indian borders, weren't they? And we just didn't, so that it was seeded right around the country. And as he said today, you know, when he said that, it was quite chilling, wasn't it? When Whitty said, you know, the Delta variant is a very bad variant, way more transmissible than ones before. And so... You've got to take that into account. We didn't have the Delta variant last year, you know. So if we had the Delta variant hadn't happened, it would be over the pandemic.
Yeah, but I mean, they also didn't shy away from saying that there could be, you know, not could be, and not that there's likely to be, but that this thing. I mean, I thought Boris used quite some choice language here, where he said, you know, this is a troubling and conniving and sort of clever virus or disease, because you know, there is no guarantee that there won't be another, you know, variant that develops. And it's like Chris Whitty said, as we head into the winter, we're dealing with the Delta. We're
Yeah.
dealing with the Delta variant, and that's what we're going to try and combat, and that's what we're going to try and battle.
And just I saw on the news just earlier on Bloomberg News,
China,
China's
yeah,
locked
that's
down
right.
city of 4.5 million due to the Delta variant. So,
But they had 12 cases, didn't they?
but I mean, talk about go hard, go early.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
but you know, is that what you know? We're nowhere near going hard, going early, really, when you compare to that. But I think I think that that whole the whole what's it called there? Briefing was actually, I like you, I just think it seemed very measured. They are wanting people to take responsibility. They are saying, you know...
A couple of people asking, did they talk about there being another lockdown? Not really, no.
Not really. They're not talking about a lockdown, but what they did say was basically everything is on. They've got a plan A.
Well, he said they've
B.
got. I quite like he's very visual, isn't he, Boris? He said we've got a plan B cupboard, and in that cupboard there are various tools that people assume we could all use at the same time, but we don't. We use them at different times based on different circumstances. So basically, there's a big cupboard in 10 Downing Street with Plan B written on it. And he didn't really reveal the full extent of what's in that Plan B
Well, clearly
cupboard.
Plan B would be
Masks.
lockdowns, mandatory masks. But what they're saying at the
Work
moment,
from home.
no to mandatory masks. We may have to work from home depending on the surges. But what they just kept going on and on and on about is those that aren't vaccinated. And they actually said we should all be trying to convince those that aren't vaccinated to get vaccinated.
Faith Goodman says that Jonathan Van Tam earlier today said that if he was camping overnight on a mountain with a
I
bad
love these
storm
analogies.
expected overnight, JVT says get prepared, put some extra guy ropes before storm rather than when storm is already there and rain and wind. Very, very sensible. Very sensible as our JVT. Catherine Hamblin says, I don't believe anything they say. Make your decisions on what you see around you in your local area. By the time they aggregate all the figures, they're meaningless to you. I kind of know what you're driving at there, but at the same time, I think I often find that when they aggregate all the figures, they become more scary. I find aggregated figures more scary than just what you see locally. So you might not see much going on locally, but let's not forget, it's an invisible foe. It's an invisible foe.
I mean, I really wrangled with myself about
Jessica
getting the
Woodstock,
vaccine.
sending you love, darling.
Because, you know, I'm not somebody that jumps at all traditional medicine, that's for sure. Most of my adult life has been holistic medicine. I know lots of people don't believe in it, but it's worked for me. It helped me with my dire eczema and all sorts of things, migraines, all sorts of things through my adult life. I've been very well. I've probably been to the doctor twice. You know, well, recently I've been because I've had blood tests and stuff, but in my whole adult life, I hardly have gone to the doctor, and it served me really well, homeopathy and acupuncture and these things. But when it came to this vaccine and this situation, I was really sick and tired of living with the fear of it, the fear of the virus. So I weighed it up. There's risks to everything in life. And for me personally, I thought I want to do that. And I want to do it for the good of the world, because kind of, you know, taking responsibility takes a village. And so when they were saying today we need to convince people, everyone, I just thought I will never do that. I'm never going to sit. I've got some anti-vaxxer friends. I've got people that I'm really worried about that aren't having the vaccine. Some people who aren't very well, and some people that... But as much as I don't want them haranguing me about having it, I'm not going to harangue, because I think all the information is out there. And I think I wouldn't want to push somebody to have the vaccine, and then maybe if they were the 1 in a million that something happened to. So I know people get very aerated about this, don't they? And very cross with each side, but I do think it's got to be a decision we make ourselves.
Emma
Really
McGregor
do.
says she's surprised that when we both got the vaccine. You know what? That was what I would call the reasoning for me getting the vaccine was a civic duty. I didn't want it for me. If I could live in a world where this disease was happening, but in me not having the vaccine ran no risk of hurting anyone else, I wouldn't have had it. But I did it, not for me, I did it for anyone else that I came into contact with.
And like our children, because, you know, don't forget in those early days when we kept hearing, don't kill your granny, don't kill your parents. And our girls, in the back of their head, every time they go anywhere, like if Maddie went to a club and was enjoying a club or went to a pub, I don't want her having in the back of her head, could I go home and kill my parents? Because we are both of the age, 50 and 56, where they're hearing that all the time in the news. So I just didn't want them to have the stress. I don't want them worrying about that. So that's why we've had it done. Now that they're talking about the booster, I still find the messaging on this very confusing about the booster.
Well, the booster is a different question. Can I ask you guys, who's going to get the booster? Yes or no? Obviously, if you're over 50 or in the vulnerable group. Are you getting the booster, yes or no? Whilst you're answering that, Jimmy Freckles, I love your name. It's time to stop pretending that one side is really that much better than the other. Both sides are full of it. Both sides take advantage. Politics is about the lesser of two evils. Stop being fooled. I think.
Really know what that means.
Well, I think if I'm reading between the lines, I think you're suggesting that the truth often lies in the grey area, and I think we both agree with that. Yeah. Yes or no? Let's have a look. Vast majority.
Like this morning, I was talking to a friend of mine who is anti-vax, and she said, "Oh God, so we've got this briefing this afternoon. What's that going to be about?"
Vast majority saying yes, by the way.
More vaccine talk, and I was like, I controlled myself, but I really wanted to say, where do you think we'd be now if we didn't have the vaccine? And we're not vaccine people. Where would we be? I mean, don't forget, in January and February, we were looking at 1,000 deaths a day. Was it a day? God, it seems like a blur
Yeah.
now.
I mean, it got higher than that.
It got higher than that. So where would we have ended up? I don't know. Nobody wants to put something into their body if they don't have to.
No.
But when it comes to the booster, I'm still not sure.
Mel W says, what about the rest of the world? I'll take the booster if other countries are supported.
Well,
that question came up, didn't it?
The answer to that was that basically the Pfizer and the Moderna have to be kept in a deep below freezing state, and that is not possible in these many of the developing countries.
It's not a quick quid pro swap. There are a batch of 1,000 in Streatham, get them to Africa.
Exactly. Oxford AstraZeneca, on the other hand, is a different matter, and I wonder if they are shipping out all the Oxford AstraZeneca, because they're saying if you had Oxford AstraZeneca, look, I've already got my arm up, that it would get Pfizer this time.
Yeah. Well, they're recommending Pfizer, aren't they, for
worry,
kids
is that
as
a bit
well?
like mixing your drinks when you have red wine and gin?
I know. Do you end up sort of like strangely drunk on vaccines? I don't know how I feel about the booster thing, because as one of the... What was the name of the journalist? He's very good, the guy on ITV.
Paddy or Poddle.
No, the really posh guy at the beginning.
Pearson or something beginning with P, it is.
No, it's really boring. I was trying to work out who
Preston.
it is. Preston. Robert Preston. Robert Peston. Pesto? Robert Pesto. As he was saying, what was he saying? What were we talking about? Oh, the booster. That the WHO and a lot of scientists don't necessarily believe that the booster is vital.
That's when Witty answered it's not a case of that, because a lot of this stuff has to be kept deep frozen.
No, I know. But I also wonder whether, according to people like John Campbell and other experts, the best thing to have is to have had it and to have had your... I still think we need to be testing for antibodies.
So do I.
I still think you should have an app that tells you what your
antibodies are. But we're not
scientists
and they are. They'd probably be doing that if that's the best way.
Yeah, but surely an antibody test will then... Here's how I see...
but they don't know how long the antibodies last.
No, but you get tested on a regular basis. Bear with me. An antibodies app that has the same frontage as the fuel dial in your car. So your antibodies is near to 100%, and as it lowers down, if you fall beneath 50%, you go and get a booster. It's just an idea. Surely there must be some tech wizard who can do that. There's money in it even, someone said. Money. I mean, you could even put money in that. There'll be the testing, the antibodies testing. Why don't they put the money into us? I'd love it. I'd love to be able to go to my phone and I look at a circle and it's like, oh, I'm wavering there. Well, I bet, you're in the kind, and they say you're in the dodgy zone. Just like a speedometer, just like a fuel gauge.
They're probably not able to do that yet.
Lots of people are agreeing with it.
No, we all agree with it, but then maybe they don't have the capacity.
Well, then someone needs to do it. If I was asking Boris a question, I'd be like, spend some of your 3 billion on that.
The T cells that doesn't even come up in the antibodies. Some people don't have antibodies because they might have bought it off with T cells. But
T cells.
But the thing is, I was listening to LBC the other day, and this question was posed to this scientist, and saying, the thing is, shouldn't we just be giving these vaccines out to the rest of the world rather than taking them ourselves? He said, listen, there is absolute truth in that this pandemic is not over for any of us until it's over for all of us, because the variants will still keep multiplying in other countries where they're not vaccinated.
I'll let you know, Anne-Marie.
He said, But what we need here is just once, for Big Pharma to let go of the intellectual property. So these vaccines, just once, they make billions. Can they not just once with this one? They've already made a fortune. Let this intellectual property go, and so it can be made across the world. Now,
the head of Pfizer, I saw an interview with the head of Pfizer BioNTech the other day, saying, really sort of trying to sort of sow seeds of fear and doom, saying there will be a variant.
Well, of course
I know exactly. They're kind of they're forward trading. There will be a variant that will come and get us all. It's just like, for God's sake, I find it really odd. I mean, I'm not making light of this at all, but don't you find it strange that sometimes what they say, these variants, essentially a sort of, what's it called, cultivated within the body of someone who's very ill for a protracted period of time.
The long COVID lying in
so
hospital.
so this is the weird fact of it. It's like a sci-fi movie. Somewhere on the planet, if there's a new variant to come, it's in someone now who's going to be ill for a long time.
But that's
before
not
it
the
jumps
only
out.
way that it's made.
No, also bats make it, don't they?
Because ages ago, there was a very angry doctor on the radio, and he was saying, just absolutely bloody ridiculous.
Hi, Darren boy.
We need to get all the children vaccinated. And he said the reason we need to get all the children vaccinated is it might not be getting very ill with it, but they are going to be breeding variants.
Yeah.
But I've never heard anyone else say that.
Yeah, I know.
This is the trouble. There's experts everywhere,
But
and they all
apparently-
say something different.
And apparently, is this what you just said? I was just reading something else. Is this what you just said? Even if you've been vaccinated, you've still got, John Campbell says, you've still got the same viral load.
Well, Whitty just said, yes, you can still get it with the vaccine. Yes, it's still transmittable, but nowhere near as high.
Yeah.
So,
Emma McGregor, can I just repeat? I'm just going to read what you've just said. It's a personal choice, and I choose to remain unvaccinated. There's something really powerful in what you've just said there.
I
Because
believe
what we've
that.
lost sight of here is a personal choice.
Absolutely.
And I think, people berate people. I mean, there was talk earlier today about how difficult this is going to make it for 12-year-olds in their families. If it was Ian Duncan Smith was saying it could lead to all sorts of other mental health pressures for children in families if a child doesn't want to get vaccinated, because they're giving the power of they're giving choice to 12, 13 and 14-year-olds. There could be all sorts of conflicts within a family
see you, Mandy.
just because of giving children the supposed autonomy to make these decisions. I mean, it's a very difficult, complicated thing. So when people stand in judgment, I think it's really not fair.
Jessica, I'm sorry to hear you were in hospital last night.
Jessica,
I hope you're okay, my darling.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's the autumn plan. So they didn't rule anything out. Look, here's the question, guys. What's in Boris's Plan B cupboard?
Well, Mitchell has asked us whether we could at all do our Norfolk posh people persons.
Well, that's only if it could be an extraordinary attempt.
It's extraordinarily. I was riveted.
Were you?
I was absolutely riveted.
I could see. You know how I knew you were riveted, darling?
How, darling?
Your eyebrow does a funny little twitchy thing, and then your left nipple went erect.
Ew.
Yes, it's
Was
quite
that
a
an
thing.
idiosyncrasy of
It's
mine
not.
that I was unaware
It's
of?
an idiosyncrasy I've never ever actually seen before, which would mean it's not an idiosyncrasy, because an idiosyncrasy is something you see often. I've never seen it before.
Better to have an idiosyncrasy than to be an idiot.
Oh, well, absolutely, and I know well too much about being an idiot.
Well,
don't I,
too
darling?
much. Well, too much.
Well,
Where were you drunk
I
up
don't know. I've had a few to drink, a few too many gins and what have you. And I've been to a shooting party. Shooting party with Andy. Shooting party with Andy. He was in a very strange mood. He was in a strange mood as he got back into the Land Rover.
I don't think he was quite himself.
He was not only not quite himself, he was not quite anyone else either. You know how...
He's often not quite himself these days.
Yes, he is. He isn't. He looks
I wonder whether it
stressed.
might be an idea to have a word with him, a quiet word.
Well, myself, sort of yours truly.
I've thought it for quite a while.
Well, yes, there might be an opportunity for that next week. I'm meeting him at the club, don't you know? Yes.
Just for you, Michu.
Anyway, Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala. Come on, guys, has anyone
Anne-Marie, I'm
seen
so
it?
thankful you updated us as I can't bear to watch it.
Watch who?
Boris.
Oh, Boris. Oh, well, there you go. The Met Gala, guys. Billie Eilish looking like Marilyn Monroe. I didn't think she looked confident in her look, if I'm honest. Have you seen the footage of her?
No, I've not
I didn't.
seen
I
her
didn't think
walking.
she looked. I mean, she looked beautiful, but I didn't think she quite owned it. There was someone in a sort of C-3PO suit. There was Kim. Can we just pause that just for a minute? Has anyone here seen Kim Kardashian's outfit? At the
Don't
Met
worry,
Gala?
you'll be seeing it on my feed later.
Yeah. But have you seen it? If you haven't, if you want to take a look at it, head to the Popcorn Junkies Instagram account. You'll see it there. Nanny Di, you're in the house.
Hi, Nanny Di.
She looks like a cross between a gimp and what was the other thing someone said? A gimp and a... What was it?
I don't know.
A gimp and something else. Is she hiding from people? Someone made a valid point. How do we know it was Kim Kardashian?
Oh, we know with those hips. But the thing is, her and her husband are the king and queen of PR. Everybody is talking about that outfit. And everybody is saying why. And then we come back to, in the end, it's all to do with Kanye's album. So good for her.
Well, Kanye did the same thing. I
Good
didn't
for
realise
her.
that. Yeah, Maddie said that.
I love
apparently
her.
it's all
And
to
do you
do
know
with
what I do love? I love that as parents of 4 children that have just who've broken up recently, they come out to support each other.
Yeah.
If only more parents could be like that instead of tearing children apart.
So Nadia's gonna try and recreate it. Have you seen any of the other outfits at the Met Gala? Do you have any other opinions?
I don't like that.
Timothy
at
Chalamet in a
all.
white suit, but with a pair of Converse on
Oh,
at the
that's
bottom.
awful.
Who else was there? Oh, hang on a minute. I think I've fallen in love with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my God, she looked
Did anyone see Jennifer Lopez in her cowboy outfit?
She looked amazing. She's got the hots for Jennifer.
No wonder Ben Affleck's looking very smug.
No wonder Ben Affleck's staying on the straight and narrow.
I'd stay on the straight and narrow for that.
Oh, there's Emma Raducanu.
Raducanu. I can't pronounce it correctly. Emma Raducanu. Can I just give you a little sidebar on that? She thanked or said something or announced something in Chinese. China has now claimed her as their own. China has claimed that they've won not Wimbledon, the US Open.
Every year she goes there as part of her training.
Yeah. So, yeah, but doesn't she look exquisite?
Exquisite.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely
what
exquisite.
Amazing kids.
Who else was there that was fun? Who's that? Blondie?
Debbie Harry. Wow.
With a fabulously stressed looking... We should do the fashion people on E! With a fabulously distressed American flag.
Oh my God.
Did you get it? She's got the blue of the
flag.
denim.
Oh, I love that.
Just the strays and waifs
It's
of the
amazing. You're doing it
stripes.
very well.
And you know, of course, who the star is? Her.
52 or 54?
Well, all
Was it? How many
52 stuck.
states?
You can't see what we're
52.
looking at. Oh my God, look at this chap. Rapper Lil Nas X first served up a regal robe
Amazing
and then turned into
robe.
C-3PO.
And then he takes it off, and underneath he's got
Let's
a
show
pulse.
you. Let's show you some of these. This is unfair, isn't it? Come on, guys. You're going to go up my nose first, but check this out.
So
Go
this
back to
was
the
the
top.
Debbie Harry.
That's Debbie
Love
Harry.
that.
American flag. Nice jacket. Let's go. Just scroll back up here. There's Raducanu, looking beautiful. Let's show you. Look, there's Timothy Chalamet.
I don't like it.
I'm not too sure about the baggy trousers.
Baggy
trousers. Check this out. And oh, hang on. Well, shall we hit play on that? Because you get a real sense of. Oh, there we go. Look, that's him. Look, C-3PO. There we go. Look. Oh, Hailey Steinfeld. Look, there's Kim. We think that's Kim. That's cool. Oh, look. She looks like she's having fun. There's Billie Eilish.
It's such a departure for her.
Such a
isn't it?
departure, isn't it? Someone said they prefer her as a tomboy. It's she doesn't.
She's very beautiful.
Yeah, she's
isn't
incredibly
she?
beautiful. She doesn't look comfortable though. I don't think she looks.
Well, she's quite shy.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, Amanda Gorman.
Oh, Amanda Gorman. Do you remember
love
from
her.
the? Yes, of course.
Oh, she
President
performed
Biden's
at the
inauguration, look at
inauguration.
that.
She was amazing.
Timothy.
Oh my God, the girls just faint over
love him.
Naomi
And
Osaka.
Naomi Osaka.
Oh, she's a tennis star as well.
Oh look, more tennis fun. Oh, who's that? Oh, is that Rihanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is
Oh,
the one
check
I was
this out.
at. Watch this. This
Check
is
this out.
amazing.
Boom! Oh my God! And then he takes that off.
Oh,
Look,
there's another one.
Look, 3.
Oh my
I
God.
love the way they've got all those people just around
Who
them.
is he?
Oh look, she's flirting, isn't she? It's definitely flirty. Oh, there you go, guys.
There you go.
There you go. Some weird and whacked out, weird and whacked out and wonderful stuff. Anyway, there we go. So, So that's your lot, really.
That's your lot, that's your lot, that's your.
So thanks, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Nanny Di, you're in the house. Did I hear? Did I hear that Nanny Di's in the house?
Oh,
Hello.
hang on, it's Leo's birthday, everybody. Can everybody sing happy birthday together? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leo.
Leo.
Happy birthday to you.
That's a lot, says Wonder Woman. Oh, hang on. A quick welcome to Michelle Stagg.
Welcome to the
Michelle.
family guest area.
You start them all the
Michelle
same.
Stagg.
You start them all in the same way.
Oh, how can you say that? I've
Hang
started
on.
everyone.
Michelle Stagg is Michelle Stagg. Michelle Stagg. Michelle Stagg.
We love you, we love you, we love you. Welcome to our area.
Welcome to her area. Julie Cohen. Julie Cohen.
No, I'm watching for
Julie
this eclectic
Cohen.
mix.
Julie Cohen. Welcome to the family guest area.
Back to the same old tune. Welcome to your family guest area, Julie.
Cohen.
Julie. Welcome to the family guest area, Julie Cohen. Hit the like button. So many of you here. Go on, get it up to 300 before we say bye.
Tim Reed, looking forward to listening to your podcast, matey. Click the like button, says Star Main. Oh, you've said that. Vionnifer de Good. Can I have a shout out, please? Never had one. I've never seen your name. Vionnifer de Good.
Vionnifer de Good.
Try that one,
Jude.
smart ass.
Vionnifer de Good. Vionnifer de Good. I'm doing it in different ways in Belgium.
Vionnifer de Good.
Go ahead. Welcome to the family guest area.
There you go.
Shout out for Suzy France.
Suzy France.
Bonbon France.
Suzy France.
Mon le bon.
Mon le bon.
We love you.
Why are we just saying stupid
I
things?
don't know. I think it's
Guys, stay safe. See you on the morrow. Lots of love. Bye.